beautiful people. Welcome back to another Get Ready with Me. Decided to do one hotel edition. I got a new wig, so why not? And I wanted to try a few things. First off, don't judge me because I'm about to be using one brush. I'm about to be using lipsticks for blushes. I'm about to be doing a lot. So don't judge me. I'm in a hotel. I'm doing what I can. I'm making it work. And just so y'all know, I was actually going for a no makeup look, like, about to be on the beach, but I want to look sun kissed with no makeup, with some makeup on. That did not happen. I still did too much. Oh well, I have fun with it. Let's see what happens here. Got a new wig, so why not? Let's just do a get ready with me. Decided to do a voiceover just because makeup is pretty therapeutic to me, so I like to watch my shows while I do it. So we'll see. If y'all like it, let me know in the comments below. But we are going to be talking about vulnerability today. I know that was a long spiel that I just had, but the meat of it is vulnerability. So this is something that I have been kind of questioning, and I had asked this question to my Instagram poll actually to see what they thought. Like, is being vulnerable a sign of weakness, or is being vulnerable weak? And I thought about it because technically, vulnerability is a weakness that you have, not necessarily you being weak. At least that's my thoughts, my opinion. Please do tell me what you guys think in the comments. And I was thinking, like, is it necessary to be vulnerable, not just with like one person, but just in general? And I don't really know the answer to that question. But for me, I think it's important to be vulnerable with myself. And I think in having to be, the black strong woman all the time that we've been hearing about so much and just experiencing that, and this thought of when do we get to be vulnerable, when do we get to have that quote unquote weak moment, it's kind of just like and let me pause real quick and let y'all know that this is definitely lipstick that I'm trying to use for blush. Never used blush before and I look like a clown, but that's not the point. Back to vulnerability. But yeah, so when do we get the chance to do that? And I think it starts with not looking for someone to be that safe space for us to be vulnerable, but starting with being vulnerable with ourselves. And I think in being vulnerable, it's identifying those areas for improvement in ourselves. If we don't sit down and think about those things, how are we ever going to grow and improve? How do we do that if you don't reflect? And I think part of that is being vulnerable with yourself, like sitting down and being like, okay, I'm not good at this. And sometimes you may not be the one to see it, someone else may see it and tell that to you and expose that area to you, which is why I think it might be important to be vulnerable. I also feel like when you are openly vulnerable about certain things, it loses its power. Because when you think about it, right? Many times we don't want to be vulnerable because we think this is a weak part, a weak point, and we feel that people are going to use it as a weapon against us. And we think that people are going to try to come for us with it or expose it or all these negative things. And because of that, we hide it. We hold it so close, whatever that vulnerability may be for you. We hold it so close and we protect it like a secret that no one can know. But if we were able to be open about some of these things, not saying all, because some things are really personal, don't get me wrong, but just open about certain things, then it would lose its power. Like, how is someone going to use it against you if you're comfortable with it, if you own it, and if you're just soaking in it and you're not insecure about it? Like, once you expose it to the light, it's like, okay, you can't use it against me anymore. That might be really idealistic, I know, but I'm just sharing thoughts. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean go out there and tell everybody your business. Obviously have boundaries, obviously have limits, but I think it's important. It humanizes you. It allows other people to learn from you. It allows you to learn from other people. Like, can y'all think about whether it was work, school, like, or a mentor, someone you looked up to, and they just seemed so almost perfect, like they never did anything wrong, like they were just a robot. And it wasn't until they shared with you a quote unquote weakness or something that that they had to work on, that they had to work through, is when they became human. And I think that we are on this earth not for ourselves. What we go through is not just for us, it's for others to learn and grow from us as well. So I think it's important for us to be vulnerable. And as I'm talking, you know what a thought that I had? Do you know that companies, like these big high tech companies, really pay hackers to go out and try to hack their companies? And I'm like, why would they do that? It's because they want someone to identify that weakness, that weak point, or a point where they feel other people could attack them so that they can work on it. And it's because they can't see that blind spot in themselves. Hmm, food for thought, food for thought. So it's like if these big companies can do that, why can't we do that ourselves? So whether that's having a trusted friend, or even if you're not there yet, start with yourself. Start with yourself. That's where I'm starting. I'm starting with myself. But yeah, that's my thoughts on vulnerability. I don't think it's a weakness. I think it's necessary, and I think it is needed for us to grow, learn, and become the best version of ourselves possible. But anywho, y'all, let me just tell y'all what I was doing with this makeup. I don't know why I went back in with more blush. Like, did I want to look like a clown? Clearly, oh well, the video was already made. What's done is did, and what's did is done. And I'm trying to do a skin tint, a moisturizing skin tint with SPF in it instead of doing a whole foundation situation. But once again, as I told y'all, I did too much. Oh well, that's not, it is what it is. I don't really care anymore. So yes, that is the same lipstick that I used for my blush that I used on my lips, and I was not liking it too much. Even the eyelashes. See the eyelashes? Look how nice and natural-esque looking these eyelashes look. Because I was going for a natural look. It did not happen. And if you were wondering, did she just use eyeshadow for her highlight? Sure did. Sure did. When I only got a limited amount of space, we gotta do what we gotta do. It is what it is. Oh well, I tried. But you guys, I just want to get your opinions. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Get your opinions on vulnerability and ways that you have been being vulnerable, or if you're completely opposed to it. I would love to know why. I would love to hear an opposing view, and have that conversation about it. All right, y'all. So this is the finished look, box braid, wig, and all. Y'all don't judge me because this wig is not laid at all, but it's gonna do what it needs to do. It's gonna give what it needs to give, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Hope you guys enjoyed your daily dose of melanin.